Have you ever woken up feeling heavy, stiff, or just not quite yourself? Like your body is fighting something invisible? Maybe it's the acid creeping up your throat after dinner, that bloated feeling in your stomach, or a pain in your joints that no longer responds to creams or pills. At our age, every little discomfort whispers something important. And if we listen closely, the body tells us what it needs. Now, here's something most doctors won't tell you, but generations before us knew. There's a simple white powder sitting quietly in your kitchen. Yes, baking soda, that has the power to fix more problems than we give it credit for. I'm not talking about cleaning your sink. I'm talking about using baking soda in very specific ways to ease real health struggles we face after 60. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how this forgotten remedy can support your digestion, reduce inflammation, ease joint pain, balance your pH, and even help manage blood pressure. But we're not throwing out science here. Everything I'll share is grounded in common sense and practical steps, because that's what matters most. So, let's start with the first issue, and it's one that quietly haunts millions of seniors every single day: acid reflux and heartburn. You know that burning sensation that comes creeping up your chest after dinner? The kind that keeps you awake at night, makes you pop antacids or fear your favorite foods. That's acid reflux, but here's the truth. After 60, your stomach produces less acid, not more. And this low acid environment actually leads to the valve between your stomach and esophagus weakening, so even small amounts of acid rise up. Strange, isn't it? Less acid causes more burning. Now, here's where baking soda steps in like a hero. A small amount, say a quarter teaspoon in a glass of water, can instantly neutralize that excess acid, providing relief in minutes. You don't need a handful of pink pills. You need a glass, a spoon, and a little knowledge. But, and this is important, you don't use this every day. Baking soda is powerful. It's meant for short-term use, or as a reset when your body needs support. Now imagine going from sleepless nights and a burning throat to sipping one glass and feeling at peace within minutes. That's the power of using nature wisely. Next, let's talk about joint pain and inflammation. You've probably been told it's arthritis, age, or just how it is now. But what if part of the problem is something you can change, your body's pH? See, inflammation thrives in acidic environments, and most of the processed foods we eat, sugar, refined flour, even coffee, make our bodies more acidic. That acidity builds silently, and your joints take the hit. You feel it in your knees when you rise, your fingers when you grip a mug, your back when you walk. Now here's the simple trick. Baking soda is a natural alkalizer. Taken in small amounts, it helps restore the body's pH balance, creating a less acidic, more alkaline internal environment. And when that happens, inflammation begins to recede, your joints start to loosen, your steps feel lighter, even your energy improves. I've spoken to seniors who could barely lift a spoon at breakfast, and after using this method regularly for a few weeks, under supervision of course, reported reduced stiffness and less reliance on pain meds. It's not magic, it's chemistry, and it works with your body, not against it. And that leads us to the third powerful benefit, supporting kidney health. After 60, our kidneys have been filtering our blood for decades. Every pill, every processed food, every imbalance, it all goes through them. But as they slow down, waste builds up. That waste becomes acid forming, and over time, it weakens kidney function further. Some early studies and natural health experts have found that small, careful use of baking soda helps neutralize this acid buildup and ease the load on the kidneys. It won't reverse disease, but it may help delay progression, reduce symptoms, and give your kidneys the break they've long deserved. Imagine supporting your kidneys, not with a new prescription, but with a teaspoon, a cup of water, and a little daily habit rooted in nature. Now, those are just 3 ways this humble white powder can become your silent supporter. And if this has sparked your curiosity or reminded you of something your parents or grandparents once did, stay with me. Now that we've talked about how baking soda can ease acid reflux, calm joint pain, and support kidney function, let's take a closer look at something many seniors quietly struggle with: urinary tract infections or UTIs. You might not want to talk about it, but let's be honest. Frequent urges, burning, discomfort. It's not just frustrating, it's exhausting. And unfortunately, as we age, UTIs become more common due to a weakening bladder, hormonal changes, and a more fragile immune response. What's worse, some of the medications prescribed for UTIs can mess with our digestion or make us feel worse overall. But here's what's fascinating. Baking soda, when used correctly, can create a more alkaline environment in your urinary tract, making it less hospitable for bacteria to grow. You see, most UTI-causing bacteria love acidity. When you drink a small amount of baking soda dissolved in water, it raises the pH of your urine slightly, just enough to make life harder for the bacteria, less pain, less urgency. And sometimes, that's all it takes to turn things around early, before it escalates into something worse. Of course, this isn't a replacement for seeing a doctor when you need one. But when used at the first signs of discomfort, baking soda can serve as a gentle line of defense, a quiet ally in your fight for comfort and control. Let's now talk about something that's truly at the core of our senior health: blood pressure. High blood pressure is called the silent killer for a reason. You don't feel it. You can walk around for years unaware until one day a doctor says the word stroke or heart attack, and everything changes. Now you're suddenly checking your numbers twice a day, avoiding salt, adjusting pills. It's scary. But here's something you may not know. Some researchers and practitioners have explored how baking soda might help balance blood pressure, not by lowering it directly, but by addressing something behind the scenes: acidosis. When the body is too acidic, it causes the blood vessels to constrict. This makes it harder for the heart to pump blood. And what happens? Blood pressure rises. But when you gently reduce that acid load, your vessels can relax, your circulation improves, and your numbers may stabilize. Now, I want to be clear. This doesn't mean baking soda replaces your medication, but it's about supporting your body so it doesn't have to fight so hard in the first place. And for some people, that support leads to noticeable improvements over time. Now, let's shift to something more visible but no less serious: skin health and fungal infections. At this age, our skin is more delicate, more prone to breakdown. Maybe you've noticed redness between your toes, itching under folds of skin, or little rashes that won't go away. That's often fungus, harmless for some, but frustrating and persistent for us. Baking soda's antifungal properties can help here too. A simple paste made with a little water and applied to the skin can reduce itching, absorb excess moisture, and kill off the fungus that causes irritation. Add it to a foot soak, and you have a natural, soothing treatment you can do right at home. And it's not just for the feet. It can help underarms, elbows, even the scalp. It's like your personal skincare solution: natural, gentle, and deeply effective when used right. And finally, we can't ignore the one thing that affects almost every senior at some point: digestive bloating and gas. You eat something perfectly normal, but your stomach swells like a balloon. You feel sluggish, your clothes feel tight, and sometimes the gas is downright painful. That's your body struggling to break things down. Baking soda helps neutralize excess stomach acid and relieve pressure almost instantly. It doesn't just mask symptoms, it works with your body to gently restore balance. That means less discomfort, less embarrassment, and a little more freedom to enjoy your meals again. All of this, UTI relief, blood pressure support, antifungal protection, digestive ease, comes from a single simple kitchen item most people overlook. But you now know how powerful it truly is. You're not here to guess at your health. You're here to take it back, one wise step at a time. Now that we've walked through how baking soda can soothe acid reflux, support your kidneys, ease joint pain, calm UTIs, help stabilize blood pressure, fight fungal infections, and beat bloating, let's take a moment to breathe. Because what we're really talking about here isn't just a white powder in your pantry, it's power. Power to take control of your body again, in a world that keeps telling seniors to accept decline as normal. But you don't have to accept anything less than the life you deserve. And that brings us to the final, often overlooked benefit: energy. So many seniors wake up each morning dragging their feet. Not because they're lazy, but because their bodies are quietly overworked, fighting off inflammation, struggling to stay alkaline, trying to protect organs day and night. It's exhausting. But when you bring the body back into balance, when digestion is smoother, joints are looser, pressure is lighter, and systems are supported, that cloud of fatigue begins to lift. You feel lighter, clearer, stronger.